Hi everyone, my name is Nate. I'm going to show you how to install these Mudbuster Fender Flares onto my 2018 RZR S4 900. Let's get started. Okay everyone, before we get started, I'm going to show you what comes in the full set of Mudbuster Fender Flares. You're going to get 2 front fender flares as well as 2 rear fender flares. In the parts kit, you're going to have 32 self-tapping screws, 16 1/4-inch bolts, 16 lock nuts, and 20 washers. It also includes the step-by-step instructions in the kit as well. Okay, next we're going to go over the tools needed for the install. I have a cordless screwdriver with a 1/4-inch drill bit. I've got a cordless screwdriver with a standard Phillips head screwdriver. I've got a Torx T37 bit. I've got a open-end, close-end wrench, 7/16 size. I also have a screwdriver just to help tighten down the self-tapping screws. And then it's also going to be very helpful to have some clamps. This will help you keep the fenders in place if you're doing the install by yourself. Okay, we're going to start with the front fender. You're going to notice that there are 3 slots on the front fender. Those are going to slide right into these 3 notches right here. Okay, now that I've got the front fender slipped into those 3 notches, I've taken all my clamps and I've secured it onto the existing OEM fender to hold it in place. Okay, now that we've got the fender flare on, we want to make sure that it is pushed back as far as possible into these notches before we start putting the self-tapping screws in. I'm going to put 1 screw here and 1 screw here. You want to start on the inside of the fender flare, do all those self-tapping screws first, and then we'll go up on the outside edge next. Okay, now that we've got those in, we're going to go up and go on the inside, and we're going to put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So there's going to be 4 on the middle section, and then up here on top we're going to do 1 here and 1 here. Okay, now we've got all the inside screws done. I've got 2 here on the bottom section, I've got 4 going up the middle section, and then I've got 2 up here on the top section. Now we're going to start and put the outside screws in. Okay, now we're going to add screws on the outside about 3 to 4 inches away from the other screw. The one key thing is you want to make sure that you have it set so that the screw does not go out the outside of the fender. So make sure you're checking the opposite side before you install it. Okay, now we're just going to keep going all the way up with all these others. Keep it about 3 to 4 inches away. Now you're just going to finish off all the other ones. Okay, we got the whole front fender done. You're going to see that I've got 4 screws down here in the bottom section. I've got a total of 8 screws going up the middle section, and then 4 self-tapping screws up top. One of the things you're going to notice is how rigid this thing is. It's on there really good, not coming off. Now we're going to start on the rear fender. You're going to notice that there are 6 pre-drilled 1/4-inch holes on the top here, and then 2 here in the back. Just take your clamps and clamp it into place. Fits perfectly right here in this part. Just fit it up there, adjust it as needed, throw your other clamps on there, and get it in place. Now you're going to see that I have all my clamps in place. It's lined up really nice up here on the top edge. So I think we're ready to go. One thing you're going to notice that caught me off guard when I put this on the first time was there was a gap back here. All you got to do is take your fender and push it down below, and it's going to line up really nicely. So all you do at this point is you're going to take a clamp and put it right here, and you're going to slide that fender right between the clamp to get it in place. Now that we've got all of our clamps in place, we've got the back piece secured as well. We're going to start drilling out the 1/4-inch slots here, and with our cordless drill and the 1/4-inch bit. Easy as that. Now we're going to start throwing the bolts in. Now that we've got them all drilled out, we're going to start throwing the bolts and washers and nuts on. You're going to take your 7/16 wrench and your bolt, and what we're going to do is we're going to secure this front left and the top right first. Get those lined up and then we'll do the other 6. So just take the bolt, throw it in there, grab your washer, put it on the back side, take your locking nut and screw it on finger tight. Okay, put this on finger tight. We're going to throw the wrench on the back side to hold it in place. I've got my Torx T27 bit here. And there we go. First one's in. Now we're going to take our next bolt, put it here in the top right, and then bring in the washer from the back side. At this point I can take the clamp off if I need to make some room. And then you take your locking nut, same thing, put it on the back side and put it on finger tight. Take the close end of the wrench, bring it up on the back side. Sometimes easier said than done. Okay, I've got it on there. Once again, Torx drill bit. There it is, nice and tight. Now I'm going to finish off the rest of these and then the 2 here on the back side. We got the back fender on. I got all 6 of the 1/4" bolts in there, as well as the 2 bolts right there for the back part, nice and secure. One thing I love about this thing so far is how rigid it is. Doesn't move at all. Fits nice and seamless right onto the back fender. And you can see it adds quite a bit of coverage for the splashback with dirt and mud and rock, so gonna love that piece of it. Here's a look at the front fender. Once again, you can see how much width it adds from right in here. That's all of the Mudbuster fenders right up and through there. Really nice fit, nice and rigid. Pretty happy with how it went in. Overall, took less than 30 minutes to do the entire install on front and back. Here's a look at the back fender again. Alright guys, hopefully this was helpful for you. Have a great day.